Hi, my name is Shanika Virtual Kerr, and I am the CEO and founder of Breakthrough to Entrepreneur. In my company, we help entrepreneurs start, launch, and grow their business online. One of the best things an entrepreneur can do for their business is to build a website because it allows you the freedom to have your business at your fingertips. It allows you to make money while you sleep, and it allows you to serve a wider audience worldwide. At Breakthrough to Entrepreneur, we offer ebooks, one-on-one coaching, online courses, and programs that are tailored to meet our clients' business needs. One of the things we hear most from our students at BTE Academy is about the continuous support of the team and the community of like-minded individuals. I invite you to schedule a 15 minutes consultation so that we can learn about your business goals.
Hey, everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight here on Facebook, on YouTube, on Clubhouse, on Instagram. Let me know if you guys can hear me loud and clear. Let me know in the comment section. Can you hear me clearly? And tell me where you're joining me from tonight. This is our final night of our Talk with the Bosses show. And if this is the first time you are joining me live, my name is Shanika Kerr, and I am the CEO and founder of Breakthrough to Entrepreneur, where I help entrepreneurs to start, launch, and grow their business online, selling physical products on Shopify and digital courses on Kajabi. I'm also the founder of the fulfillment and product service app in the Shopify App Store for drop shipping. All right, so welcome in tonight. We have a special guest, and she is Grace Ann Johnson from the Enoughness coaching community. And Grace Ann is an best-selling author, guys. She's an amazing coach and best-selling author. And guess what? I got her. Okay. Tonight she's going to be coming to us from her her company, Grace is Enough, and she's going to be talking to us about transitioning from being an employee to becoming an entrepreneur. Yes. Why? Because guess what? Sometimes we don't want to just take that quick jump. We don't want to just take that leap and just say, let's do it. Let's do it. I'm just sick and tired of being a worker, and I just want to run my own show and do my own thing. But we want to make sure that we are making this transition smoothly. We are having a plan to back that up. We know exactly what we're going to be doing. And hey, I am no expert when it comes down to that, guys, because y'all know my story. My transition was not an easy one. It was not one that was planned either, right? But Grace have walked the walk, okay? And she is an expert at it at this point, right? She can tell you exactly the steps that you need to take. And so I decided to bring her in here tonight because we are getting ready to go back to school, right? We're getting ready to go back to school, back to work. And a lot of us are like, man, I don't know, this job, right? Some of us are trying to buy the nice clothes and prepare ourselves to feel as though, yeah, I'm going to take this on with a new mindset, a new outlook. And then as soon as we get settled in the September fever, right? We get settled inside of the job come September, mid-September, we're like, I do not want to be here. This is not where I'm supposed to be. I know I deserve more. I know I can do more, and I need to get up out of here. Okay. I don't know if that's you guys, but let me know in the comment section where you're from and if you are here for the gems tonight. All right. So without further ado, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me on Facebook. Put it in the comment section where you're joining from. And I cannot see the names and the comments on Facebook or YouTube because you have to give permission to StreamYard for us to be able to see that. Okay, so make sure that you give permission for us to see who is commenting so we can shout you out. Welcome, Mustafa, Joel, CEO. I don't want to smash the names, but all you guys on Instagram, thank you so much for joining. Everyone that's joining on Clubhouse and Facebook and YouTube, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm going to bring Grayson on here, and we're going to take about 2 minutes just to make sure that all the connections are good, right? All the connections are good, and we don't have any feedback, or hopefully very minimal feedback, so that we can stream in all these platforms and be able to share all the good stuff with everyone. Okay, guys, I can see her here on Clubhouse. You can hear her through my my audio. Oh my God, where are my words tonight? You can hear her through my audio on Clubhouse. So I'm gonna bring her in. Okay, just give her a few minutes. Hey, hey, hey. Okay, so if you're gonna go ahead, let me add you on Instagram as well. Go ahead and request to join on Instagram. It's probably a little slow.
You want me to join on Instagram as well?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. There's a lot of technology. You're taking me to a new place.
I know everyone that have been on this show has been like, I've never done it this way, but I'm not seeing your request.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, there. I think it's coming in now.
Where are I?
I know everyone that has been on this show has been like, I've never done it this way before. It's not showing. Let's see. It shows on here that you requested, but it doesn't show.
I don't see. I'm on my computer on Instagram.
Oh, it's not gonna show there.
It's not gonna show there.
I doubt it.
So,
I doubt it. You probably have to be on your phone. But let's see.
Where do you want me? Do you want me on Instagram or Clubhouse?
Okay. You can be on Instagram, yes. Yes, because they could hear us in here on Clubhouse. So you could go ahead and jump on Instagram. All right. And while we wait for that connection, guys, thank you so much for joining. Guess what? I would like for you guys to go right ahead and share this live because it's going to be good. Okay. We are expecting some good nuggets tonight that's going to fill us, that's going to help us push us forward from Grace and Johnson. So I'm going to go ahead and tap some people in. Just go ahead and share this live as well. If you're on Facebook, go ahead and tag someone in. If you're on YouTube, call your friend. Say, hey, let's go. Let's go. All right. Push us forward. All right. There we go. All right. So I'm going to mute you on here. Okay. You should be coming in a second. There we go. Okay. All right. You sound a little bit far, or maybe I'm hearing your background noise actually. There you go. Yes. Or you turn. No, because I don't want. No, you can turn it up because you sound a little low. All right. Guys, he's bringing me into some newness, right? Bear with me here while I get this together. I think you're good. All right. So can you see me on both places? Yeah, you can mute yourself on Facebook. Just mute yourself because we could hear you. StreamYard? Yeah, we could hear you. I think I muted you, but you probably have to mute your end. Or turn off the sound on your computer and you should be good. There we go. There you go. How we doing? We got feedback still? The connection is wavering. Yeah. All right. Hopefully we won't have any feedback, or maybe not so much, right? So let's just pray we don't got no feedback, okay? So, with that said, guys, I want to welcome you, Grace, and thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know you're busy and you've got a huge program coming up. You're reopening your program. I'll allow you to talk about that later. But now I want you to go ahead and share about yourself and just jump right into it.
Tamika, oh my goodness, breakthrough to entrepreneur, CEO, boss lady, for having me. I am super excited, guys, to be on this stage, on this platform. I know that she continues to move and do phenomenal things in her circle. So I'm very excited to be here as well, Tanika. So I'm going to try to do the Instagram and the StreamYard thing. So, hey, yeah.
You're doing good so far.
Listen, guys, I am the founder of Grace is Enough. I am a life coach, a speaker, and an author of the book Transition to Freedom and Faithful, Not Fearful. I'm also a business consultant. I love doing what I do. And I love doing what I do now, right? Before, in my past, I was the executive director of finance and complex director of finance for 2 and then 3 hotels, right? And as of December 2020, I decided to transition out of corporate America. Why? Because my purpose demanded more. I wanted more. I felt stuck, frustrated, annoyed. God, is this life? And I have more. And he said, hey, listen, I already showed you that your purpose is more, right? I wanted more. But I really was afraid of even moving into it, right? Until and he said to me, listen, no, we didn't see you tonight. Where are you?
I think I'm going to ask you to repeat that because the connection is really, really bad.
Okay. I'm not sure why.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
It's better in StreamYard. It's Instagram that's a little bit fuzzy, like it goes in and out. Yeah, but that's fine. So are you able to mute your mic on Instagram?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I can unmute you on StreamYard because that's a much better. Yeah, the connection's better on that. That works. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
I
great.
can hear you.
Okay. So what I was saying was, you know, I have to turn this down. Hold on. In 2020, I decided I don't want to complain anymore. I don't want to live the life of being stuck anymore. I didn't want to feel as though as empty as I was feeling anymore. I like consciously made that decision because I was tired. I was tired. I was frustrated. I was conflicted, and I was incongruent with really what God wanted for my life. So I had to move. And we'll get on into that a little bit more. But certainly, one of the things that caused me to move is me thinking back about what is it that I desire. And I knew that I wanted to be with my family. I knew that I wanted to raise my boys. I knew that I wanted to make an impact in the lives of the women that I was around. I knew that there was more in me than what I was experiencing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go. Like, there was a quote that I read a few months before I even decided to transition, and it was that there were over 80% of people in the world that were sitting down not knowing their purpose. And even if they know their purpose, there was an additional 67% of people that were sitting down and wanting to leave, wanting to move, but they didn't move. They didn't have the galls to. They were afraid. They lacked the security. They lacked the support. It was just not there. And but so instead of moving, they sat still. I absolutely did not want that for me. So in 2020, I decided, hey, instead of complaining anymore, in actuality, I went to God and I was complaining one more time. I'm like, Daddy, I'm frustrated. I'm annoyed. I'm still feeling empty. Like, you allow me, and instead of me, getting kicked out of the job because I'm already neglecting. I'm neglecting, and I'll tell you about that in a minute. I'm already neglecting my role, but still, God was like, he allowed me to get promotion, to get bonuses. He was allowing those things. I'm like, what are you doing? Don't you want me out? Do you want me here? And he said to me simply that morning, I can never forget, have you planned? Have you put your plan together? So over and over, I'll say to him, I want to leave. I'm not happy. And might I say, 6 years prior to 2020, I tried leaving. I left when my son said to me, Mommy, where are you? We didn't see you this morning, and we're not seeing you tonight. Where are you?
Yeah, I think that, as this conversation really, a lot of moms can relate to this conversation, including myself, because I can remember going to work, leaving work, going to school, leaving school late in the night, and I felt like my entire day was just being out, not being able to spend. You wake up in the morning, imagine as a mother, you wake up in the morning with your newborn child, right? And you take them to someone else to take care of them. And then you leave them there for the entire day till night. You come home and you feed them. And you just have to, wonder, is this really how life is supposed to be? You know
Right.
what I mean? Is this
Right.
really? And then the kids grow older and they start realizing that, huh, you're not here.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And we don't realize it, but we are sending a message to our family. What is our priority? Right? We because we spend so much time in that space of uncomfortability where we're not happy, but yet we're saying, okay, this is what is going to give me the resources to provide for my family. And I absolutely get that, right? However, another thing that we're showing them is, hey, it's okay to not prioritize ourselves. It's okay to not consider what is much more beneficial for ourselves. So we can sit at a place of being empty, being feeling like we're not even adding value. We can be in a place where we're just so we're done. We don't like the routine, the mundane, and just existing and not truly enjoying life. We can be at that place and still we hate it. We hate it. But we continuously put that in front of what our family and our real joy and happiness, right? Because we're afraid that this money that we're getting is what we deserve, or this is all that there is to life. That's what we do. And I want us to be very conscious of the message that we're sending to our kids. Really, I want us to be very conscious about what we are doing to ourselves, the message that we're sending to ourselves, because what we're simply saying to ourselves is that no, you prioritizing yourself is not really key, right? You're not really worthy. You know, I can put you on the back burner and put everything else and everyone else on the front burner. And I had to see that for myself. I had to
Yeah.
see that for myself in order to be able to really be honest with me and started to plan on how do I move away from that? How do I stop this madness? How do I gain the freedom and the fulfillment that I know that God has positioned me to have? So I had to really, really think about that for a few minutes.
Yeah, one of the things because I read your book, and I'm telling you, and I've always said to you, I wish this existed when before, because I had transitioned from being an employee to an entrepreneur way before that final transition. And I went back to work, right? I was out of work for like a year and something. I took off and I said, let me just focus on my business. And this was probably about I want to say 6 years into business, right? I took 1 year, a year and a half, and I had to go back to work. I didn't have a plan. I just transitioned. I was like, you know what, this was, and due to circumstances. But one of the things you really laid out is starting with a plan,
Mm-hmm.
laying out that vision, right? And I think a lot of us fail, like you said, we fail to be comfortable with understanding that we are okay, doing this on our own. We fail to plan, and that's the reason why we're not comfortable with the idea, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because if we look at planning some of the things that we are going to step into, one of the things is understanding exactly what you want to do, right? Understanding exactly what you're going to do, because making a transition with no idea of what we're going to do, and sometimes we may have the idea, but is it written out as a vision, plain, clarity? Can it be communicated to who you want to serve? Can they understand it when we communicate that to them?
Mhm.
Are they going to gravitate towards it? Do we even understand it, right? Because as entrepreneurs, we have all these ideas in our heads, and it's natural that we have all these ideas as entrepreneurs, but then we need clarity on them, and we can't just take a jump, take a leap with so many things in our heads
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
no clarity on not
Mhm.
one thing,
Exactly.
right? Yeah. So I really love that you laid out having that vision, making it plain, right? You
Yeah.
have the vision, but we have to make it plain, write it out so that those who see it and read it can run with it, right? So if we don't have it where it can be communicated,
Mhm.
write it out where it can be communicated, understood, then we're gonna struggle with the idea of transitioning
Yeah.
from that comfortable
Yeah.
space, right, to being uncomfortable.
Exactly. Yeah, and I love that you point that out because Sean Covey said in the Four Disciplines of Execution that when there is a lack of clarity, right, there's a lack of movement. When we're not clear on our goals, when we're not clear on where we're going, when we're not clear on how things are going to pan out, we don't want to move. We don't want to
Mm-mm.
move. And that's the thing with that's the thing with transitioning. Transitioning simply means change, right? When you're going from something that you're used to, a place that you're used to being, to a place where it's going to be new. And
Mhm.
immediately, because it's going to be new, your defense mechanism, the fear that is within you says, we're not going to go. We're not going to
Yeah.
go here,
Going
because
there.
that's your defense wall that is rising up and saying, where are you going? This place right here is our comfort zone, so we can't move, right? However, you see the need to move. You see the need to move. And when you plan it out, you gain clarity on how to smoothly make that move. What you talk about when you jump ship, right? And because of the need that you had and the responsibilities that you had, it was sink or swim. And you decided to swim. There are certain things that I'm going to point out that you put in play in order to get to where you are now, right? You decided, okay, I have this, and I have this. You had your small business that you were playing with before, but now that there was no security blanket, called the job, called the capital, the seed money, you weren't even making much capital, right? And you tell your story all the time. You weren't even making much capital, but it was a safe place. It was a place where you knew that you were going to be there over and over, even if it was diminishing your worth, right? Even if it was diminishing your worth, you were there, and you were sleeping on what you had. And then when you were kicked out the door, right, you said, all right, what do I have? What do I have? And I think about the scripture in Second Kings where this woman is like, they're coming after me because my husband owes money and he's dead and gone, and they're coming after me and my son. And Elijah said, what do you have in your house? And she's like, I only have a bottle of oil. I only have that. And he's like, bring the oil. Bring the oil.
Yeah.
Right? And he took the oil and prayed over the oil, and the oil just started to flow, and it made her millions. He made her millions. So what do you have? What do you have? You decided, this is what I got, and this is what I'm going to use. This is what I'm going to use. And your company started growing immensely. It's the same thing that we have to see, guys. We have more than what we give ourselves credit for.
Yes.
Don't wait until we are pushed to the place of desperation before we begin to plan. Now that you have the opportunity to plan your way out, begin doing so. Begin doing so. Yeah. And the reason why I planned, Shanika, because unlike you, I didn't understand my true value and my worth. I didn't identify the gifts that I had, that I could use them to make me a marketable asset. I didn't realize. So 7 years ago when I jumped ship, I didn't move. I didn't plan. So when the money ran out, I went back to corporate and I started working again. Right? I started working, and of course I set boundaries, but when the lines became blurry once again, where I was not spending time at home, my kids were not seeing me, I wasn't even participating in the things that brought me joy. I started getting that feeling again where it's really all to life. So when I started experiencing that again, and I said, no, I cannot go through this one more time. Not at all. I know that I have what it takes. I know that I can do so much more. I know, right, Posh? Posh Tosh, I know that I have so much to offer. So what am I doing here? Why aren't I moving? I got honest with Grace Ann. I said, Grace, come on. You have gifts and talents. What are the things that people praise you about? What are the things that you get energized in doing? What are those things? Come on. So I had to really get honest with myself and listen to God. And he said, write the plan. So I began to write the plan. I stopped complaining. I stopped getting frustrated. And what did I start doing? I started to sit down and write out what I saw for myself and what I desired. I did. I did. So I started to plan, guys. The first thing, I'm just gonna jump on in. Is that all right, Shanika?
Absolutely,
Well,
absolutely.
all
Jump
right.
on.
So the first thing that I did in this whole planning saga, I started to understand who Grace Ann was, what made
Yes.
her thrive, what made her soar, what caused her to go to her utmost level, her maximum potential. What are those things that cause her to want to push against the wave, to not listen to anyone and just to keep on running? I got to know my own identity.
Mm-hmm.
I started
Yeah.
to understand that my job was not all that there is to me. And you've got to understand that too. The people who are listening, who are here, your job is not all that there is to you. That is only one aspect of your life,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right? There is so much more to you. So get to know full self, get to know who you are. Self awareness is very key in this process, because if not, anyone is going to be able to say, oh, do this, do that, do this, do that. And you're
All over the
all
place.
over the place, right? Trying everything, but being successful at nothing.
Nothing. That part. That's the part. And there's one word that just sums all of that up, and it's clarity. And I think that's something that, you said it. You have enough. A lot of times we look at what everyone else is doing and it distracts us from really who we are and what we have. One of the things that I came to learn, because even though I was kind of pushed out of my comfort zone, right, and into this whole full-time entrepreneurship thing, I had to learn a lot of things. I went through I would call it a crisis of confidence issues. For me, it was a whole crisis because I had anxiety. I was nervous all the time. Like even doing live, like talking like this was very difficult for me, because I didn't feel like I knew enough. I didn't feel like I was enough. And I say this over and over. I even mentioned this last night, that I felt as though I was not in the place I needed to be in order to serve the people who I needed to serve.
Mhm.
And so you said it. We are given what we need. We
Exactly.
have everything we need.
Exactly.
We know
Exactly.
enough because there's always someone at the level that are at another level that needs us, right? To help them to get to our level, or depending on whatever industry you're going into. But at the same time, we also have to understand that it's okay to not know everything.
Mhm.
It's okay to
Yeah,
not have the entire all the processes and all the steps and
absolutely.
everything together. It's okay. So you may be thinking, oh, she said I have enough. I know, but I don't even know how to do this or do that. And I know the stuff. I know what I want to serve, right? I know the people who I need to serve, but in order to put everything together, I don't really know, or I don't understand, the pieces in order, whatever the case may be. It's okay to not know everything and to not have it all together. No one
Right.
has it all together. As an
No.
entrepreneur, you'll never have it together. You're gonna be figuring it out every single point, and every single level you're gonna be figuring out the next level. Unless you don't want to grow, then you feel like you can stay where you are, but you won't have it all together. We're all trying to figure it out. And that's the reason why we have coaches like Grace Ann, the enoughness coach, that's going to help you to gain clarity, get that mindset together. You have coaches like myself who can help you to put all the business steps together and the systems
Right.
together,
Right.
right? So that you can actually step out. But we have to get in a place where we start planning, start also understanding what we have, who we are, the enoughness of ourselves, like Grace Ann said, right? Know
Yeah.
yourself, be comfortable with yourself
Be
first.
comfortable.
Yes, yes, that part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said
One of
something
the
just
things go ahead, go ahead.
you said something just now that is just so profound, right? We don't know everything. We don't. We're not meant to know everything. We're uniquely
Yes.
and distinctly made. We were given a task. We are purposed for something specific. So we were given enough for that specific task, right?
Mhm.
And then we are also meant for more. So the more that we're coming upon, that we're experiencing, we need guidance. We need guidance in
Right.
order to get to that more. We can't get there alone. Sometimes we try to get there alone and we can't. So we need that guidance. We need that support because this road of entrepreneurship is not easy and it was never meant to walk alone.
No.
You need support.
No.
You need
No.
support. But so I just
Yeah.
wanted to point that out. Go for it.
Yeah. You just pinpoint on, one of the things too, but I'm gonna leave that for last. But in your book, you also talked about the money on my mind. And that part, you got your money on your mind. Like it's the first thing, money's on your mind. And then you go into budgeting, right? Budgeting. And this is where a lot of us fail is you don't do the budgeting. I mean, I learned it the hard way. I'm telling you, I learned it the hard way. I feel like after the whole transition process, I had to learn a couple of things. It was time management. But one of them is time management. I don't play with my time now. Like time is like for me, and my kids will tell you, you always start repeating the things you have to do in your head. Like if I leave the house and I know I got a couple of things to do for the rest of the day, you're gonna hear me speak them out loud. I gotta call this person. I gotta go in this meeting. And Imani is like, Mom, are you always repeating the things that you have to do? I don't play with my time. I don't like people wasting my time. I have to learn time management. That was one thing that I realized that time is important when it comes on to being an entrepreneur. But another thing that's very important is budgeting.
Excellent.
Budgeting is very important when it comes on to being an entrepreneur because if you think about it, and I say this all the time, between being an entrepreneur and being an employee, there's a very thin line. Okay?
Very, very. And we have to be careful. We have to be
We have
careful.
to be careful.
That's one of the biggest things that I see that for entrepreneurs when I was even stepping in this realm of entrepreneurship, that I wanted those who picked up my book and were considering transitioning out, or they wanted to be aware of what they had. I wanted for them to understand the importance of this. In addition, my background is in finance, so why wouldn't I tell you to plan your spending? Come on, come on. If you don't want to end up back, as Shanika said, there's a thin line between an employee and being an entrepreneur, right? There's a thin line. So in order to not get the lines blurred, in order to not go back, we've got to plan this wisely. We got to be wise. So yeah,
Yeah,
I love the chapter. Money is on my mind. Money is on my
I love
mind.
it.
Be-
I love it. And it comes after the planning and the vision. And I feel like they go together, right?
Mhm.
Because you gotta plan with the budget as well, right? Now, even as you transition, as you become that entrepreneur, it for me in my position, I've gone to places with other entrepreneurs, and everyone has the dream of I want to live it up, I want to live it up, and I want to travel, and I love traveling. So that's one thing that I know, like I have to be like, can you really afford to do this, or can you really
Mhm.
afford to do that? And a lot of people say, oh my god, girl, you're making six figures, like come on. And I'm like, I don't know about you, but my money don't flow like that. Okay, I got a budget, because understand that this month can be a good month for you,
Right.
but next month, 2 months from now, 3 months from now, right? So when you become an entrepreneur, you have to think about how you're spending your money, and you have to be okay with going out with other people and saying, I'm sorry, but I'm not participating in that. You have to be okay with not going to the party every time. You have to be okay with sending the gifts and not attending the wedding because it's going to cost you.
Exactly.
You have to be
Exactly.
okay with not going out with hanging with some people
Exactly.
anymore. Be okay with just be staying at home in your own comfort zone and finding cheaper options or free trips or traveling on a budget or whatever it is. right?
Whatever it
So
takes.
whatever it takes, because it takes money to make money. And so you got to always have money. I remember when I first transitioned and I had a couple of months and I did really well. I didn't do well with the money part, right? I spent it. Hush Hush says, so true. Yes. I spent the money in the wrong way. Like I went on vacation. I love to go out and eat, especially with the kids on Fridays. I do that a lot. I'm a Friday foodie, so I didn't do too well with the money. And then I realized that, okay, I have to put back some money into marketing to keep the business going. What did I do? I spent the money. I spent the money, people. So so I had to learn budgeting. I had to realize that no, you can't do that. You got to
Yeah.
always have
Yeah.
a drive, and money drives your business. So you make, especially in the beginning, you may not see any profit because whatever you make, you're going to put it right back to keep that business floating until it gets to where you're able to pay yourself. Right. So I love that you mentioned, the budgeting. And I'm just going to pause for just a quick second just to welcome everyone for joining. I did see a couple of people
Yes.
join, and thank you so much for participating, Posh
Yes.
Tash, Posh
Yes.
Tosh. Kids here, Nanny, thank you guys so much. David, I hope I'm not smashing the name. The Black Mona Lisa, what's up? Lily Yan, thank you so much for joining. Every single one of you that's jumping on Instagram, I appreciate you. And on Facebook, I can't see who you are. I'm not seeing the comments. Please put in the comment section who you are. But welcome, welcome, welcome on Clubhouse as well. Thank you so much for joining. And if you're watching the replay, I am here with Grace Ann Johnson, the Enoughness Coach, and we're talking about how to transition from employee to entrepreneurship, right? And we just have a few more minutes to wrap this up. But Grace spoke about the changing of behaviors. I think that goes so deeply with budgeting because you can't budget if you don't change your habits, right? Some poor
Right.
habits. Talk about that for a little bit, Grace.
Oh my goodness. The budget that you have set will not stick if you do not change your habit. Right? So you can have all good intentions. When you start transitioning, you set the plan, you start your affirmations, you do your visualization, you set your spending plan, your budget plan, you start putting it together, and here comes your habits, your habit of scarcity, your habit of overspending, your habit of addiction, your habit of whatever it is, right? No limits. The conversation is to, hey, get to know your relationship with money. Where does it stem from? In order to fix it, in order to correct it, if you're not good with money, then you need to take a really good look at that, right? Because your habits are practices that you form over those behaviors that you've performed over and over all these years that have now become habits. So in order to now get rid of those unhealthy ones that are not going to benefit your growth, you've got to form a new habit, a healthier habit, right? A habit like Shanika was talking about. Oh, wait a second. I need to have that money on my mind to say, wait, I can't spend everything in the same month that I'm making it. I have to really put aside some for the future month, right? I really have to really plan this thing out. We create a habit of planning out your money. Create a habit of not having holes in your pocket or having a fire going on in your hands as soon as you get the money. Train yourself, really create a behavior that will push the money into the places that you will begin to save and be more conscious over that. So, and you're not just doing that with money in terms of your habit, you're creating healthier habits with everything you're eating. It all depends on where do you want to go. Where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself? What are the goals? What is the vision? What is the vision? What are the goals that you have? In order to get to where we see ourselves, we've got to start creating healthier habits, behaviors, practices, the behaviors and the practices that we continue with on a daily basis, the way that we think, the way that we perform, the way that we treat our bodies. I always say to my sister, hey, you can't be so hard on going after the money and then we're not healthy enough to enjoy the money, right? Or enjoy our kids. We want to build a legacy so bad, and we want to go and we want to make the money. But then we're not. It's as soon as it comes, it goes. It's as like those football players, right? They get drafted. They make all this money. Those athletes, they make all this money. And then it's time for them to stop playing or they get hurt.
It's gone.
And there is no money to rest on. There's none. Because they did not plan. They thought that money was going to be around all the time. No. Let's be wise. As entrepreneurs, we've got to plan out everything as much as we can. We're not going to be able to see and know everything. And this is why you need a coach. This is why you need help. This is why you need people who have done it before. I'm happy that in the year and a half, I've had no desire to go back to corporate America.
Wow.
None. None.
Look at that.
Because I planned and God has allowed me to establish that plan.
Yeah. So the important piece, one is planning, which involves planning your money, planning your steps, planning what you're going to be doing, or even what you need, who you need to help you. But we're going to wrap up, but I want you to talk about the mindset.
Oh,
because I think that's super important, that if we don't condition the mindset, right, to even keep that momentum going or on this journey that we embark on, whether we planned or not, right? We could plan ourselves all the way to the end. But if our mindset is not right, right, we're not going to keep up with it. So we're not even going to want to follow the plan. We're going to stray away from the plan. We're going to do something else. Every opportunity that flashes in our face, we're going to say, oh, maybe I could do this, or maybe I could do that, right? Because I think when it comes onto new entrepreneurs, and even as we grow, we tend to feel like it's a microwave mindset. We tend to come into entrepreneurship with this microwave mindset of thinking that things are going to happen overnight. And it definitely isn't, right? Going to happen overnight. If it happened overnight to you, well, congratulations. I don't know, but not for me. And for
that's not the masses.
Never overnight. Not the masses. There you go, right? But when it comes on to having that mindset to know that it's not overnight, you don't throw away the marketing plan, you don't switch to something else, you just analyze, you look at your data, you know, from my perspective, right? You look at your data, you change the marketing plan, but you don't throw away the business all entirely and switch to something else, because no matter which one you switch to, it's not going to be overnight. It's going to take work. It's going to take money. It's going to take effort. And if you're trying to build 10 different things in a row, you're not going to get to the goal that you're trying to get to at anytime soon, right? So talk to us about that, Grace.
Yeah, and I love that because, as a certified neuro-linguistic practitioner, bottom line, a mindset coach, it was important to me when I got my certification to do life coaching that I understood how the mind works, right? I really wanted that because I felt as though it would be greater for my clients for me to be able to help them to get that transformation. I don't just want when I coach that I'm inspiring you or that I'm pushing you along, but I want to help you to see the change, right? that you can tangibly, when you walk away, that you can say, hey, yeah, I see how I have progressed. And that all begins with our thoughts. It begins with our the way that we envision what we see. How do you see it? And how do you see yourself in the midst of all of that? Right? Because sometimes it's hard for us to see it because we've never done it before. The people around us have never done it before. It's hard for us to conceptualize it because the people around us never inspired us to do something before. Right? It's hard because we practice not doing minimal, even though we dream about going big and getting incredible wealth and accessing monsterful, reward in what we're doing, because we've never conceptualized before. It's hard for us to grasp it. But it all begins with the mind. If we can break down the walls of how we view ourselves and what we can accomplish, we will go even further. So I want to help you to understand something. Number one, we change every 7 years physically. Our cells change. Understand that. The mind is the one thing that if you don't make sure that you're putting things in, it does not change. So your physical man changes, but if your mental, if you're not putting new things in, it will stay the same.
Wow.
But because we begin to see ourselves as we saw ourselves years ago.
Yeah.
But I want you to, when you get some time, do an activity. Write down, what did you look like 7 years ago? And 7 years before that? What did you feel like? What were you doing? And now, today's day and age, I want you to ask yourself, is that the same way? Am I the same way? Physically, emotionally. So if that is not the case, why is it that we think of ourselves the same way?
Yeah.
We have to begin to conceptually see ourselves further than where we are now. And not depending on others to see us that way. Right? Sometimes the people who are around you, your coach, your friends, because they are soaring, they begin to see it for you. But if you yourself will not conceptualize that, then it's not going to happen. Why am I bringing that up? Because until we can begin to see ourselves doing that, we'll continuously bring ourselves back to our level of complacency.
Wow. I never even looked at it that way. The way you just explained it about the mind not changing, but the body changes every 7 years. And if we don't feed our mind with new things and develop ourselves, then we stay the same. And that makes
Absolutely.
It has me thinking about a time when that ever happened to me. And that was a time when I actually was just being a mom and not feeding myself or just doing something that I really want to do. Because there are times, as moms, like we really suck ourselves so much into the kids that we forget who we are. My vocabulary just got really bad. Wasn't reading. I wasn't doing anything but just being like cook, clean, kids this, kids that. I go to the doctor and I'm like, they're like, what's your birthday? And I'm like giving them the kids I'm giving them the kid's
Yeah.
birthday. And I know, like, okay, that makes sense. That reminded me of that time where I'm not feeling behind anything. So it's just like staying in that phase of being a
Mhm.
mom and not going anywhere. So
Yeah, I
yes,
totally
I
get
love
it.
that you said that. I
Yeah,
love that.
I totally get
Yeah.
it. I've been there, but one of the things, even in my business, that I've been so successful, in the year and a half, it's because I am adamant and intentional about maintaining a routine of growth and progression,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Whenever, and like to the point that you made, we're quick to jump ship and forget about what we're working on and trying a new thing as though we want to get rich quick. No,
Yeah.
as an
Yeah.
entrepreneur, consistency
Mhm.
is key.
That
Consistency
part.
is key in order
That
to
part.
attain what we're going after.
Mhm.
Clarity is key, right? So if you're not clear, get clear. Part of the reason why we're jumping ship and trying to get into this and get into that, things that are not in alignment with the bigger picture,
Vision. Yes.
is because we lack clarity and we are not
Clarity.
consistent. So
Right.
gain the
Right.
clarity and be consistent. That's it.
Mhm.
Shift our mindset
Yeah.
of having a mindset that, hey, you know what? If I need the discipline and I need to work on this and I need to grow, then I'm going to grow. Because you cannot allow your body to outgrow your mind. I'm gonna
Uh,
pause there.
like that. That one right there. That somebody need to throw that in the comment section. Do not allow your body to outgrow your mind. Oh my goodness. Because sometimes you look at yourself and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting old. What have I achieved? Like, but as entrepreneurs, you never stop growing. So, Grace, I want to thank you again. I know we're like at the top of the hour. I have to get to my group class, but I want you to share about the Enoughness program that you have, who it's for, and if there's anyone here that's listening and you feel led, you need to, you need that mindset help. I always tell people I'm not a mindset coach. I can't do it. But here's Grace and Johnson. If you're looking to transition, to understand that you're enough, this is the person you need to connect with. So I want you to go ahead and share about the program, what's coming up, and share some information on how people can connect with you so we can get this rolling.
Absolutely, guys. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you once again, Shanika, for having me and talking with your community. I love what you do. Listen, guys, I'm relaunching the Enough program, the Enough Woman. I want to help you to create the next level Enough Woman. And what does that look like? If you're struggling with to understand your identity, to really walk in your purpose, to really gain that life of freedom and fulfillment where you're not saying I'm stuck, where you're not saying, oh my goodness, I don't know what's my next move. If that's you, then you need to be there. You need to be in the program. If you don't understand what you need to do in order to obtain the dreams that you have and to make sure that you're going after them, listen, if it has anything to do with products or creating courses, I'm not your girl. Shanika is your woman. But if you need to gain that understanding of and develop yourself and really getting to know who you are and walking in your authority as a enough woman, then see me. I absolutely want to help you. The program, the pre-launch is on this Saturday. We're launching it on welcome guys. We're launching it on the Instagram, and also you can just message me the word enough. Just message me
Wow.
the word enough. We need to obtain your email and your phone number so that we can send you on out the pre-registration so that you can get the sale and not having to wait on everyone else. There's a limited amount of seat of about 15 seats. I'm not taking any more because I want to wrap my arms around whoever comes in and I want to make sure that I'm giving you the attention that is needed. So make sure that you send me your word enough so that we can connect and gather your information and send you the information on out. Thank you so much. Once again, I'm Grace Ann Johnson, founder of Grace is Enough. I am your enough coach. I am your speaker and your consultant. So over to you, Shanika.
I love it. The enough woman. I am enough. I am the enough woman. I love
Absolutely.
it. So, guys, if you don't believe confidently that you are the enough woman and you want to get a part of Grace Ann's community, her program launching, like she said, this Saturday, get in, okay? She said to text her the word enough to her messenger. You can send her a message on her messenger. Your Facebook, what's your Facebook? I know your Instagram is Grace is
Grace is
ENUF.
enough. Grace is enough on in enough ENOUGH on Facebook, ENUF on
On
Instagram,
Instagram.
and in Clubhouse, Grace is enough or Grace Ann Johnson. Yes.
Great.
So
Awesome.
excited
And guys,
today.
if you're not following right here on Instagram, if you click that link here, you'll be able to find her there and you can follow the speakers. Okay. And on Facebook and YouTube, head on over to her page. Do you have a site you want to send them to or straight to Instagram or Facebook link?
Yeah, so if you go to graceisenough.co, graceisenough.co, and just subscribe there, I will make sure that you get all the juices before they get to the masses. Okay,
Great.
those on
Grace
my
is
email
enough.
list, those who connect with me, get all the juices before I come on Saturday and give it away. So you better make sure you
Yes.
tap in.
VIP access, guys. So it's Grace is ENU. Wait, did I spell it right?
So
ENOUGH.
ENOUGH is my site. Grace is enough. GRACE
.com.
ISENOUGH.co, CO, not com.
Okay.
Grace is enough
Yes,
dot
I put
co.
that up there. So it's on the screen for you guys on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. Go straight to her bio for all the information. On Clubhouse, she is at Grace is Enough or Grace Ann Johnson. Make sure that you're following. Thank you guys so much. Thank you so much, Grace Ann. I appreciate you for coming and sharing such great gems with us. Guys, also make sure you head over and get this book, okay? This book, Transition
Yes.
to
Transition to
Freedom.
freedom.
Okay, is the light doing it justice? Transition to Freedom.
Freedom.
This is one of
Yes.
her books I love dearly. Okay, 9 steps to leaving the workplace in 9 months. This book right here got the
Life
gems. Okay, all
changing.
the steps you need.
Life changing. So much more. We talked about
Yes.
it all, but so much more is in there. Yeah. Get it.
Yes, yes, absolutely. All righty, all righty. I'm gonna let you go, Grayson. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
You
you
can
for
head on out
having
on
me.
Instagram. All
Thank you
righty,
for having
bye. Guys, this was amazing. I want to thank you all for participating. Make sure you head over to Grace Ann's page, check the link in her bio, follow her, get her book, okay? Get the book. All right, and dive in. You're gonna need this. Like I need this at every stage because there are times when I need to remind myself that hey Shanika, you gotta get back on the budget. Hey Shanika, you need to check the mindset. Hey Shanika, you need to get it together, right? Purpose Finder, thank you so much for joining. But I want to thank everyone for being a part of the July series, Talk with the Bosses show. There's a lot more coming. I'm going to be bringing out my students to come and talk to you guys and share their experiences with you. You guys know that we already have the 30-day Boss Babe Challenge going on, the 30 days to consistent sales challenge going on, and the 30 days course challenge going on. And they have been an amazing life-changing experience so far. I'm going to head over to my group tonight because we are going to be live on Zoom in our live session for the 30-day Boss Babe Challengers. I'm coming over. If y'all are seeing me now live, I'm jumping on in soon. But thank you guys so much. Hey, Tracy in Clubhouse, thank you so much for joining. If you're watching the replay, please let us know in the comment section where you are and what you got from this session or even any of our Talk with the Bosses show. I appreciate all the speakers for joining us. They gave such great gems, right? Yes, absolutely. So with that said, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for joining. My name again is Shanika Birchall Kerr. This is your first time joining me. I'm the CEO and founder of Breakthrough to Entrepreneur, where I help entrepreneurs to start, launch, and grow their business online, selling physical products or digital courses. I'm also the founder of the app in the Shopify App Store called Dropship This, for product and fulfillment services and drop shipping. All right, with that said, feel free to connect with me. My links are all in my bio. You can go to breakthroughtoentrepreneur.com, or you can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Make sure you're following, join the club on Clubhouse. Talk to you guys later. Bye.